fun, eh? Eee.
Whoa.
Right in your ear.
Right in those little holes on the side of your head that you call your ears. Right in those little cabbage patches.
Do ASMR on this as a side hustle. Well, I hate it. I can't stand. Like, it makes my as someone that does it, that we do it. As someone that does a podcast, I can't believe like. I'm
Yeah,
used
it's
to
like a
this,
sensory overload, but then it's whether you like that or not. Like,
Yeah.
do you enjoy, like if you're laying in bed or laying on the couch or something, like someone tickling your arm or like scratching your head or something?
Oh fuck yeah! Yeah.
It's like that,
Is it though?
but inside.
Nah,
It's how I
nah.
imagine it.
Nah, like now we're even talking about ASMR. Like I want to take the headphones off on that. Like,
It gets very claustrophobic very quickly.
mm,
I'm a sucker for like a head scratch or like an arm scratch or something like that.
oh yeah.
It'll
same.
put me to sleep.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm a big fan of that. A good old head scratch or a back scratch goes a long way.
it does. Shall we?
We shall.
Episode 47 of Off Topic. 3, 2, 1.
47.
47.
Damn.
Welcome back to hopefully what's your favorite podcast? It's mine. Because I do it.
Because I'm on it. It's my favorite too, by the
And
way.
everyone likes their own brand, as said by Shrek, about a fart. Although, I had a moment the other day where I did a butt toot, a little bum burp, in the ute. And then I went into the dairy to buy something, and then I got back in the ute, and I was like, fuck. And it's like, you know how usually like you're kind of immune? I wasn't. I was like, it was like,
You'd gone away and come back, and it was like it was someone else's by the
yeah,
time
it
you
was
got
like
there.
windows down, battle stations. But yeah,
Oh, the old Dutch oven yourself while you're at work. Appreciate it.
yeah. Anyway, wagwan, my friend.
Man. What's up?
That was my question.
Oh, yeah. I've had a fucking busy old time. Like literally, was it 10 minutes ago, just before recording this podcast, it was all go for work. It is currently 7:33 p.m. on your Wednesday evening. And, oh man, phone calls, emails, messages going absolutely nuts. We're about to start this new job in the City Rail Link. If you didn't know, they're building the rail tunnel in Aotea Square, and we're building the ducting inside there.
Yeah.
And when I say ducting, it is massive, enough to stand in, obviously, because it's a fucking railway.
I would imagine for
yeah.
a train, yeah.
Yeah, and it's huge down there. It's like, it's crazy. Like I'd taken photos of it, and it just doesn't show it. Like you stand down in the tunnel, and like the size of the,
need like a hammer or something in there, just like
Just
you need
to-
like something for scale.
yeah, it's crazy. And so we're starting that in the next couple of weeks, and my life's just been pandemonium trying to get that sorted.
Battle stations here for the locals on the last.
Pretty much, yeah. Could be the last dance as well, to be honest.
Nice.
Apart from that, what we do on the weekend? Oh, we had a good. We went
Went
to
for dinner on Friday.
Yeah, lovely place, lovely restaurant. What was it called? I've forgotten it.
It's got a reputation. We went to the Canton Cafe for a BYO people.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like a place in Kingsland. Very very much known for allowing you to pretty much do whatever you like in terms of drunkenness.
Yeah,
I've had a couple of meals there. Each time.
yeah. It's a place in Kingsland. It's like Chinese food. You go in. It's BYO, not just wine, but BYO anything you like. The piss store's like 20 meters up the road. Go get yourself a slab of piss.
I always thought that was like common thing. Like I always thought BYOs you could always just take anything you want.
Well, as far as I was aware, I mean, and you did bring this up because I'm not a wine drinker, and you did bring this up because I assumed BYO, that's wine, right? But you were the one that brought it up and said, oh no, like it's BYO. It's anything, and I'm like, nah. I never heard of a place that's done that. It's always
I think that's if it's like
wine.
a fancy restaurant.
Yeah, I don't go to too many of those.
Nah.
Plus, if I'm going out for a fancy meal, I'm not bringing a slab of Steinlager Classic with me. So, like, yeah, I get it. But, yeah, no, it's basically if you needed a place to get on the piss that isn't your house,
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah, it was nice. I delved into the food, went back to our friend Jamie's for a few drinks, checked out his new spot. Little Jamie's headed to the Big Smoke. So he's basing himself in timely. He's basing himself in Kingsland now. I've never lived that close to the Sky Tower, but
Either.
it's like one of those things. Like it's like for instance, when you go to Queenstown or something like that, and you're like, I could live here. Or when
Yeah.
you're like, you go shoot over to Aussie or something, and you're like, I could live here.
Yeah, Kingsland's like Caxton in Brisbane. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
similar, right next to Suncorp Stadium. Lots of bars, things like that. And then you've got Eden Park nearby. Yeah, it's very a similar style, and it's a very nice place. A lot of old housing and things like that, but just
Traditional like Auckland villa style housing.
yeah, it's just got that like feel about it that you're like, man, like it'd be cool to have a flat around here, just walking distance.
It's just not a string we have in our bow, Andy. We've always very much.
You want to go to a bar? Here's a 20-minute Uber.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you didn't organize a whole taxi van home?
oh,
I hope someone's mum's awake.
Yeah. Before we get into how your week's going, can we quickly talk about days before Ubers?
Yeah,
And how
we've had this
hectic
conversation before.
Have we?
I feel like we have.
Like the times where we used to call or book taxis to get to like town.
Yeah.
Or like not only
getting
that,
to the airport.
I never really had that trouble too much because we'd always drive and like park and ride or whatever.
Right,
Like, leave your car there. But or like you can imagine being like, because there's probably a few young listeners. Getting to the age now where they're going to start getting on the piss and going clubbing and all that, and they've always lived with Uber, and that wasn't a thing. And it was like you'd be doing your pre-drinks and stuff like that, and then it's not just like, right, order an Uber, 2 minutes there. It's like, no, grab your parents' home phone, call the taxi service, and they will give you a time that they will probably be there in 40 minutes.
Yeah, if you're really onto it, you're calling on like a Thursday.
Yeah.
It's one of those things though where I wonder if it's because you hear about it with Airbnb. I don't know if it's the same case in New Zealand, but I've been hearing a lot of it from like Australia, America, and that where Airbnb realized that they had so much of the market kind of covered that their demands were starting to get a bit ridiculous. Their prices were starting to get a bit ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
So kind of, it's almost like gone are the days of the Airbnb, and we're heading back to a hotel culture, which is fine by me, because when you think about it, a hotel, I'll never scoff at a continental breakfast, especially if we're going to talk about a pineapple juice in a small glass.
Fucking A.
Fresh sheets, and usually a little bottled shampoo, a little a robe, a hot press towel.
Oh.
Airbnb, for God, like most of the time now.
Do your own washing.
Yeah.
What kind of scam is this?
Yeah. If you can't find the key under the rock, that's your problem.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a dartboard, but we've only got 2 darts. Help yourself. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's good for getting to like remote locations, and if you've got pets or things like, you want to take a dog away or something like that.
That's what I mean. Like in New Zealand, I think it's less of an issue, but I've earned myself through the years quite a healthy Airbnb rating from my ventures over the seas, over the Pacific, over the Tasman.
Yeah.
Over the
bridge.
Atlantic. I don't know if I've ever flown over the Atlantic.
Which one's the Atlantic?
It's over Atlantis.
Right.
That was a joke.
Sorry, I'm off my mark. My mind's still in work mode. Yeah, I wonder if you like. I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like the hotel experience is kind of something different. I guess it's not for all people because it's usually like in the city. You don't get that nice view or that you wake up to a nice sunrise and all that. You have your space.
Yeah.
Whereas you've got neighbors could be banging down, like on the walls and shit like that.
Yeah,
and
you
you
spit,
could
like-
just you get the worst room and you're looking out over.
Yeah.
Like
But in a hotel, like you get home, you spill a drink on the sheets or something. Bish bosh, doesn't matter.
yeah.
Airbnb, you do something wrong, and then it's usually like a follow-up message
Oh,
being
God,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, can you transfer me like $100?" And
Yeah.
you say, "No, I'll take this on." It's
Yeah.
actually not like it's kind of been interesting to see lately. I've noticed it lately where it is one of those situations where a few years ago, all these new things, the Ubers, the Airbnbs, even Uber Eats, for example. Like they're taking the piss now with certain deliveries. The markup on food's insane.
Yeah.
Are we just going to go back to the old days of going to hotels, booking taxis, and then just doing a normal call and get like a delivery boy on a little motorbike to bring your pizza?
Yeah.
Like it was a tried and true system for
Yeah. I agree.
Eras.
It's something that's made it like a lot easier to do, right?
Yeah.
Everything's done by your phone, but they mark it up so much that it's now pushing people away.
Mm.
It's ridiculous now. You got like delivery fees, service fees. They ask for a tip, this and that. The markup on the food is bonkers. Or what are you gonna? They're basically saying like, oh, you need to spend this much or drink drive. like that's the two options basically.
Like what's an average Uber Eats driver making? Off the top of your head, take a guess. Average Uber Eats. Oh my god.
What,
Driver salary New Zealand.
Are
Here
we
go.
talking? Are we talking delivery? Oh, so salary. Sorry. Yeah.
So it's in a per hour thing, and this is from rideshareconsultants.co.nz. So this is an Uber driver. This isn't Uber Eats.
Mm.
How much do you think?
An Uber driver.
Yeah, here's an article from 2019. Uber driver reveals how much she earns an hour. So take a stab.
An hour.
Yep. Oh, ads, and ads.
I'm just gonna throw out and maybe
this is in Melbourne. It's not even here.
I'd say maybe like 30 an hour. Like is that too high? I think.
So this is the one about the Uber driver from rideshareconsultants.co.nz. That is our source.
Just before, I think with how I'm just trying to go off how much Uber charges.
Yeah.
Like that might be a bit of a high wage or like a nice wage for certain people, but that's what I would expect them to get paid on how much they fucking charge us.
Yeah. But does like a Uber Eats drivers reach out, but does the Uber Eats driver make the same if they're delivering one apple versus like 30 pizzas? Because it's literally the same trip.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. I think just the amount of food that
distance covered.
Yeah, the Uber trip is the same if you take one person versus you take four, right?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be
that's true.
How much you order.
Driver earnings have also seemed to have increased since the arrival of rival company Ola. I've used Ola before, wasn't a fan. I didn't realize that if you cancel the app, they still just keep going. And I used Ola, Zoomy, and Uber once trying to get somewhere immediately, and all three turned up at once.
Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. However, after expenses and GST, if applicable, most drivers will not be earning much more than minimum wage. This is based on an average earning after the Uber fee of $25 to $35 per hour. What the fuck's minimum wage? That's a healthy wage.
Yeah, minimum wage has gone up again as well. Yeah.
Back in my day when I first started churning butter, my first wage was $12.80.
So that was kind of my thought on because of how much that they charge.
Mm.
I
respect an Uber driver. They're putting in. If I was ever going to do anything like that, it would definitely be Uber Eats, because especially through COVID, that's got to become one of the easiest jobs in the world. Have you ever sat like in a McDonald's, and just seen? You wonder why your Uber Eats takes like 45 minutes to get there. Sometimes it just sits on the bench for fucking ages until there's a couple sitting there, and then you get the alert like they've got to stop on the way.
Yeah, that's it.
And you're like, "Ugh."
Well, I guess they got to make it worth it, right? Do they pay for their own gas?
I'm speaking as a customer.
But well,
I'm sure they
need
get some sort of like, here's all my receipts, and then part of it's covered. I don't know. Maybe we should get an Uber driver on.
that just sounds like a ball ache. Like you pay for your own gas and then have to give them your receipts and all that.
What? They're not lifting anything heavy.
No, but like you're saying, they'll only pick up your order if there's like a couple there.
Yeah.
And then they'll deliver them because then it's worthwhile. They make multiple deliveries in that direction.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah. How's your week, man?
Oh yeah. My week's been really good. Been out in the sun a bit. I got a
Nice.
I got an old fashioned burn last week.
Mm.
I got an old fashioned. I got the text early. Big J stands, Big Jerry, we need you on the tools. I get there.
It's coming back.
Yeah. As soon as I get on site, it's, whoa, what's going on here? Quickly find out a few errors, and then it's like, all right, Jared, let's put your slab hat on. Start sweeping up mistakes. Clearing, going through, kind of tidying things up. And then I was like, fuck, I'm real hot. Took off my hoodie, singlet. And then,
that's your first mistake. Not,
Yeah, well,
not bringing a shirt and only going hoodie to singlet.
yeah, so I had far too much faith in our son Apollo, and I was thinking he's going to stay away today. So I wore a singlet thinking that the hoodie would stay on all day. And I went and when I cracked into the singlet, I started getting hot, and I turned around and I was like, hey, fellas, the guys with the work utes, the guys that's always around. And I was like, anyone got some sunblock? And just a collective, nah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I'm good to eat in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. I had something similar. One of the guys running the site had to go off to a meeting, took the sunblock with him. And I was just there like, fuck, my job is direct sunlight.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah, I had a nice little singlet, and it actually kind of went away pretty quickly, but I'm starting to get the itch, like a peel's coming on.
Oh, man, it's November. What?
Have you seen my fair skin?
Yeah.
I could be an elf. But
Yeah, I'm already starting to go brown, which I'm happy about, but it becomes Neapolitan at this point.
yeah,
Like up to the bicep shirt tan, and then
Yeah.
up to the singlet shirt tan
yeah,
to the
the reverse cigarette.
yeah. That's right. Any of you tradies will understand. And the sock tan. Oh my god,
Mate,
every year.
first year I haven't got like the because we're working on polystyrene a lot. Usually the calves get kissed by the sun
Yeah,
pretty quick and easy.
That reflection.
And then it's just boom, sock tan, quick line. Like it's a very acute line if you wear like tighter socks that don't move up and down your leg. Like that'll just singe into you. And it's not. I just don't really have one this year. I've still got I'm still pale
Yeah,
as
old
shit. But
Big Jerry's in the office now.
oh, Jerry's in the office.
How was it being back on the tools? Was it that long? I mean, I know you're building your house outside of
Yeah.
work and you're still doing stuff, but was it riding a bike?
Yeah. It was actually pretty sweet to get on site and then be like, all right, guys, we need to change this, and this.
Yeah.
And let's get to it. And then it was just a collective like, oh, here he is.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was going to say,
yeah.
was there any bit of stick while you took off your tie?
Nah. Like a couple of the guys said, they were like, oh, it's nice to like, I would like to think that when I was a foreman, I wasn't a douche.
Yeah.
And then one of the boys said, it's actually nice to have you back on site, bit of direction, and you're not a dick about it.
Some of the old heads.
No, that's some of the guys that are like less experienced,
Yeah.
No, that was the problem. That's why I had to go in because the experienced guys were all
Weren't-
off.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like 6 dudes in sick on one day or something. And in a group of like 15,
Is it just
that's
me?
shit uphill.
Is it just me, or is like, people? How do I say this without fucking offending people? Like apprentices nowadays, they take like people taking way more days off.
Well,
Than,
you get 10 sick days now.
well, but I don't think it's even that. I think even just before that came in, the
I
10
thi-
sick days, like there's people that
I think when we were a lot younger, we valued the money a lot more than we valued the time.
yeah.
And I think
But I think
that has flipped around a lot now. The people wanting to work weekends, where a lot of us,
Yeah.
whenever we got offered weekend work, it was like,
Yo.
it doesn't matter what we're doing Friday night. We can still make it in on Saturday because that's your weekend money. That's where you can make your weekend money.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is just going to put you in a better situation. People don't want that now.
No.
They just want. It's like, why would I?
Bloody
Why
minimum
would I
wage has gone
jeopardize
up.
having to? Yeah, why would I jeopardize having to quiet down my Friday night or not being able to go away for the weekend or something like that?
Yeah.
Just so, I work half a day on Saturday and I don't get to sleep in. But it's like, what are you really gonna be doing though?
Yeah, you like if you get on the piss on the Friday night, guarantee you're not waking up on Saturday until the time that you would have finished work if
Yeah.
you worked half day on
but
Saturday.
even that, like, it does make us sound old. Like, it makes us sound like an old head.
Yeah.
But that didn't change a sweet damn thing back in the day. Like, I was happy to drink Thursday, drink Friday, and then, yeah, you end up with some pretty funny stories about what happens when you go in on a Saturday. Like, I've done a few mornings of go straight on the barrel and then it's a yak.
Yeah, I've fallen through the mid floor, things like that. Yeah,
But I don't know. I'm not.
No, but in term not just Saturdays, but I think just the days off in general. It's just like I don't know if it's post COVID. You like there's more people like, oh well, I'm sick, so I'm definitely like fuck. A couple of years ago, pre-COVID, if you're sick, it was like, wow, I could probably still work with this.
Yeah.
And it was, I think the older guys would kind of scare it into you and be like, you fucking bitch. It was that sort of mentality, that toxic masculinity or whatever it is.
Yeah,
on
it's
site
that whole thing of like hustle culture as well.
Yeah, it's
I'm kind of glad that's gone. Like I was never the biggest fan of that, and as I've gotten older, I've definitely been someone that appreciates the time more than But that's easy to say when you've been working for 10 years and the money kind of is in a better situation naturally.
Yeah, and but that sort of push, if you will, it might not be a good thing. The whole toxic masculinity or being like that sort of side of it. But it also taught you a bit of like, right, we've actually got a job to do. Like, we need to get this done.
But a company pride.
Yeah. And like, let's not take, like, you just pull a sickie or everyone comes in on Saturday, but a select few that never, it taught you, or taught me at least, to have that sort of loyalty and to like, right, if we get this done, we do
it for each other. Yeah. That the one that irked me back in the day was, say you've had like a long day, you've worked late, but tomorrow's going to be a shitter as well, and then one or two they call in sick. And you're like, I know for a fact you were all right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
but it's not like
that is like the biggest form of like dogging the boys. Like,
so that's one thing. Like I find in the office is if I take a day off sick or something, the job just doesn't get done without me. It just means you've got twice as much to do. Whereas when you're working, not so much in specialist trades, sparkies, plummies, when you're plummies, the old pipies, they might, because they're doing a lot more like maintenance stuff, working in clients' houses. Maybe that does just mean that they have that just pushes your Thursday, Friday into a huge Friday. But we work in a more of a team environment where if you do take that day, then the job usually gets done. It just gets done with everyone with a frown on their face.
Yeah. I think as well, my company, the company I work for is quite a large company. So people taking days off here and there, we can do that. We can fill those spots and kind of get by and, and make it happen. But like, I can't imagine working for like a smaller company. It's like 3-4 dudes.
Yeah.
Like
it hurt.
You couldn't hide. You couldn't hide. You couldn't take a day off. If you're like, nah, we have to work Saturday and you don't turn up.
Well, a lot of them are like, if you take a day off, that's okay. If you're going to take 2 days off, where's your medical certificate?
Yeah. Oh, we like that.
Yeah, so that's a case of like, okay, if you want to take that second day, you've got to go spend $60 or whatever it costs to go to the doctors. And then that's kind of like a middle finger in a way.
Yeah. It's only fair. Like, I mean,
it's just
don't get me wrong. Like, if
even the playing field a bit.
Yeah,
get
like
comeuppance.
If you're sick, 100%, like fuck, or you're injured, take your fucking time, relax, like get well, get better. But Don't take
Yeah.
the piss.
This is coming from two people that have been left in the shit before.
Yeah, and two
And it
people
makes us
that
sound old.
and two people that have taken 6 months off before with injuries. So, you know, either way. But like, yeah, it's. I think that even though having that time off without injuries and stuff like that,
Yeah.
also makes you more susceptible. Like because you're like, fuck, man. Like I've let the team. Well, not let the team down. But
Yeah.
you've been away for so long. It's like, right. Well, fuck.
You do come back on a bit of a high though, where you're like,
Yeah,
all right,
I'm back.
look at me, I'm chopping some wood.
Yeah.
And you know, like the builders do.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of them and I forgot.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that.
What we were saying earlier about the whole like the circle of things coming back around again about the Uber and the Airbnb and whatnot. I'm noticing it with what I was going to say earlier. I'm noticing it with social media at the moment, right?
Snapchat is coming back.
So I said, we're
Wait,
all,
for real? No, sorry.
like it's not so much on our end. Like people, you know, if you look around, everyone's on social media just as much as they used to be, but it's more at the top, at the top of the tree pyramid. I don't know, ladder.
Mm.
So this week, well, not this week, over the last couple of weeks, it was known that Elon took over Twitter, right?
Mm.
And
Let that sink in.
yeah,
Oh, fuck that up.
smash a glass.
Don't we have a fucking thing for that? No.
Oh, not that one.
Sorry.
But for the measly price now of $8 a month, I believe, you can get the how do I word this? You can get the dopamine hit of a blue tick as if you were verified, which I don't know what the criteria is to get one in the past, but so you know when you like go onto like an athlete or like a famous person's account on Instagram or Twitter or whatever,
Yeah.
they have the blue tick beside their name.
Yeah. The verification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever that means, take it as you will. Doesn't mean shit to me. The
Still want one though. We don't
Well,
have Twitter actually. So.
yeah, you can get one for $8 a month now on Twitter, right? For anybody, and you don't have to. So this is Elon saying like I'm leveling the playing field kind of thing, but it has kind of backfired in a sense.
Well, that's not leveling the playing field because you're selling it.
He's selling it, yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's saying like this influencer that, you know, he might just be selling skinny tea on Instagram or she might be shaking her booty thing around, but that doesn't mean that they're any better than you because they've got a certain tick, I think was the thinking behind it.
Right, but it's not supposed to, I know, understand how it's used as a status thing, but it's also a verification that that person is that person, right? Whether it's celebrity status, sports status, or whatever it is, and then right down to if you're selling products and stuff, you don't want to get scammed, but they've got the blue tick means like that's legit them.
Yeah, I think what it also did is that so if you've got a blue tick and people send you DMs and that, you'll only actually get like a notification for ones with like other blue ticks. Otherwise, it just goes to your junk kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's for people that
Like if I message Miley Cyrus,
she ain't seeing it. Yeah,
no. Till I get that, I'm gonna buy that blue tick.
yeah. Hang on, take it away, Andy. I've got to find something online.
So never use Twitter. Don't know, but it's surely it's the same thing as Instagram, right? You got the blue tick, but I never understood how like Twitter's so massive, right? Like we grew up in New Zealand with, I think, Facebook, Instagram, things like that, and I don't understand how, say, like America or like it's more of like a celebrity based sort of thing. So I kind of understand how the blue tick needs to happen on that, because Facebook you can just have fuck ton of different pages with like saying that you're Ryan Reynolds or whoever, and it might not be exactly that person.
So I was having a look because this kind of like interests me, and the most amount that I was like, oh, okay, what social media is New Zealanders using? Number one was Facebook. I think it was something like 82% of New Zealanders have a Facebook account.
Yeah.
Second was Messenger, which is considered a different app.
Really?
Yeah, well, because now you can have Messenger without having a Facebook account. You can just log in with an email.
Right. Okay.
Third, Instagram. Fourth, I think, was still Snapchat. Fifth, and then it went all the way down to LinkedIn, Reddit, and then Twitter was after that. So New Zealanders aren't using Twitter.
Nah, it's not a thing we use.
Because I think, well, what I understood, like through this whole controversy and people talking about it, was that Twitter was 140 characters of like self-expression, and if there's one thing Kiwis aren't doing, it's putting themselves out there. But I know for America,
we don't need 140 characters either.
yeah, but it's like a chance for someone to quickly grab the limelight. But then, like, you know, back in the day, it'd be like Jared Standen, and then it'd be like, "What's on your mind?" And you'd be like, "Is eating a sandwich."
Oh god!
But then people realize, hey, I could, or comedians or something like that, were like, I could fit a joke and a punchline in 140 characters, and you can get quite witty with it. And then from there, you know,
you get creative with it.
Yeah.
When you put a limitation on it, you have to get creative, and that's fucking life lessons with Andy. So I mean, you know, like when it's full open to put as much as you want online, then it kind of loses its spark, right? If you're limited to a certain amount of characters to write in, I get that.
So, for example, someone started a Twitter account called Eli Lilly and Company, which is somewhat of like a must be like a, you know, big pharma company in the US. They started that, bought the blue tick, looked like the exact account, and then went out and tweeted. Tweeted, and they said insulin is now free. Well, because insulin is so expensive in the US, right?
Yeah.
The stock price for that company plummeted.
Oh.
And there's been ones that were like, someone did it for Coca-Cola, and they were like, 1,000 retweets will put the cocaine back in it. But, you know, to the blind eye, this looks like it's the official Coca-Cola page doing it. There was one with LeBron James formally requesting a trade from the Lakers.
Oh, yeah, I saw something about that. I didn't understand it was linked to this whole thing. Wow. I mean, not going to lie, I think Coca-Cola would probably earn more money if they did put the cocaine back in it, but
yeah,
that's illegal.
But the main ones that I saw were like senators from the US. Like one of them was like, God damn, I could really use a trip to Epstein's Island right now. But just fucking them over.
But see, that's the thing that baffles me. Like, senators in the US use Twitter. So, like, that's why people are getting fucking mixed up with it. Like, why?
I don't know. It's part of, like, well, so when you, I don't know the difference what a senator even does, but so if you're running for president in the USA.
America.
Yeah. If you're running for president in the USA, you need like $500 million to do a presidential campaign. Otherwise, your name's not even going to get out there. That immediately stops Joe Blog on the street from being able to be like, look, I'm a pretty good guy. I've got pretty good ideas. I think I'm just going to run for president. Like, I think it's a lot easier. Like, like in New Zealand, you can go to your local council and then you can kind of work up from there, right? I think we've got a small enough populace to make that happen.
Yeah.
But in America, because you need this $500 million of like donations and that to even be heard, then it's like you go to make a speech, but then some huge company will be like, actually, if you just say this, we'll keep that funding up. Immediately you become like an unreliable source because you're taking money and you're being...
But that's where like things like social media can come into play.
Right.
Like because you can be Joe Blog and make a name for yourself, but like via that.
Yeah.
So I can understand why if people were to imitate senators or Coca-Cola, that things could fucking spiral.
Yeah.
Nice one, Elon.
Yeah. I saw Trump announced today that he will be running again in 2024.
Isn't that motherfucker still trying to count the votes?
I don't know,
like,
man.
I
saw someone say the other day, no, you're going to say something different to what I am.
Okay,
but they were talking about how broken the system is for like voting in the US, right? And they said, if you build a machine that is supposed to spit out the 2 best apples, and then you're like, there's a machine and you put 1 million apples in it and it's going to give you the 2 best ones every time.
What happens to the others?
They're just not counted. It just picks them.
Right.
And then they were like, but it spits out 2 apples with worms in it. They're shitty apples. Would you not immediately turn around and be like, man, that machine's not doing its job? But no, this is in terms of finding like 2 candidates for president in the USA,
Right.
saying that their whole polling system's fucked.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't say. I mean, what you should say is, man, this thing's not sending out the right apples. It's not doing the right job. But no, what they're really doing is going, hey, that said that these are the best apples, so these are the best apples.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now eat one.
With the worm, I don't know, but there's also perspective. Like,
This is yeah, that's what I
Really?
mean. This is
So-
coming from a place of having no political
we-
standpoint, nor.
we don't know America or politics.
But we're taking a step. Yeah. Hey, it's nice.
Hey, I'm running for president, right? No,
No, I got worms.
and I've got apples. So no, like, but I don't know. The machine might have gone. All right, there's and there's 1 million apples. There's only 2 with worms in them. That's a life. Blah blah blah. Keep
Yeah.
these 2 apples. You know, like perspective's a massive thing. But I agree with the analogy that you're trying to say. Like, yeah.
If
You
it was
you shouldn't-
anything
shouldn't
else,
just follow like sheep, right?
Yeah.
Do your own research.
if it
and
was
shit.
anything else that wasn't such like a massive construct that's just been the same for years,
yeah,
you would eventually, like, the first thing you'd do is you'd be like, oh, it's not working.
yeah.
But I don't know. Overhaul's a big
And
problem.
I think-
Rise up, start an anarchy.
I I think the whole like because I and again I'm gonna say this like I don't understand it all that much, but the whole like democratic first republic sort of view is you're picking a side to, and then as soon as like you've chosen a side, like we're all like territorial people that are like,
Yeah.
nah, my side, fuck your side.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna why is that even a thing?
Oh, that seems to
I'm
matter
sure
more.
someone,
Yeah.
sure someone that knows politics
it
will
seems
explain
to matter
it. But,
more over there than it does here.
but
In a
I
sense
don't
of like,
understand why there's sides to running a fucking country when we should all be one.
well, that's the golden thing. But as soon as money's involved, funding, idealistics, and everything's involved,
Yeah.
then there has to be a side. You're never going to make anyone like, you're never going to make everyone happy. But if you can like at ease a majority,
Yeah.
you're on the right track.
Well, why not fucking have like your president is Democrat, and then your vice is a fucking Republican, and then like
I think it would like
tear it or something.
there,
Because
there is like different seats in Parliament.
No, but
like,
as soon as like one's in power, like they take over the majority of.
I don't even know,
whatever.
like, truthfully, I don't really know what Joe Biden's really doing. Did you see the thing about the whole Jackie thing with him recently?
Jackie Legs.
Jackie Legs. No, so he was on stage and he was like shouting out a bunch of senators or something. And then he was like, anyway, where's Jackie? Is she in the crowd? Where's Jackie? And then someone was kind of like, shut up, man. And then it got announced, like, dude, Jackie had passed away like months before, and she was like a senator that had passed away, and he was just having a moment of like, what the fuck's going on kind of thing. And that
Oh
guy's
my God.
running the country.
country. Oh,
But
God.
it's him or it's the orange dude or like Donald Trump.
Oh,
But
the-
like I don't know. And I'm not about to step my foot into like American politics.
We already have.
Yeah.
We're running for president.
Yeah. You know, if we're tin hatting about all of this,
Yeah, tin hat.
I've been watching a good YouTube series lately, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I got put on this by the Joe Rogan podcast.
Shout 'em
now
out.
I used to be like a huge Joe Rogan dude. That's probably like what made me get into podcasting stuff. I think, you know,
I was a big Fear Factor fan.
you know, shocker, it's by far the biggest podcast in the world. It gets more average viewers than the news. I saw someone posted on Reddit and said this episode's out. It was one with Graham Hancock and another dude whose glasses didn't sit right for the whole interview, and it irked me. And yeah, and he was saying that. Sorry, yeah, what I saw on Reddit was Joe Rogan. They were like, "This is what it's." You know, it's a great episode. This is what got me into Joe Rogan. It's just pyramids, aliens, ancient civilization, and like hallucinogenic talk.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, that's exactly what I used to listen to. And I've been
Yeah.
off it for like a few years, and I'll go back every so often, but listen to it. I recommend to anyone to watch
Wait, listen to it. Oh,
I listened to the whole podcast, and this guy
Yeah.
was promoting a TV series called Ancient Civilizations that talked about pretty much what archaeologists have uncovered with the pyramids and
oh man, I
like,
love that shit.
yeah, and what he was saying about, you know, the idea is that the modern human civilization started 6,000 years ago, and he was saying no, it's more about 12,800 to 11,600 years ago through a theory called the Younger Dryas period, which was a period around where the Earth was, for about 1,200 years, being hit by meteors nonstop, and it wiped out these ancient civilizations. And it's him, the Netflix show is him going around the world and saying, like, his whole thing is like going against the mainstream media of archaeologists and that. And he was like, they are refusing to listen to me. They are refusing to test these soils, but here's the proof I have.
Oh,
He goes on, he talks about it for 3 hours with his mate. And then there's a Netflix show that's just come out about it. Like I said, it's a bit Tin Hatty. And to be fair, the Netflix show is a little bit woo-woo-y. Like there's a little too
woo-woo-y.
There's a little too much.
Everyone wants to believe, right? It's in something, right? Like at first it was religion. That's not so much popular nowadays.
No.
But everyone wants to believe in something, and there's obviously a lot of conspiracy theories out there now, and I think some of the main ones that still stand, like fucking how the pyramids were built and this and that, like I think like a lot of people are in agreement, like fucking something happened. Like,
well, like that's what he's kind of talking about. He's like, nothing here is a mistake. He was like, why does the Pyramid of Giza? He's like, that points to a true north. To it's within 3/60ths of a degree of being true north, which is the same amount of error that we allow modern satellites. Why is it when you times the height of the pyramid by 42,000, it gives you the radius from north to south pole? Why was it when you times the width by 42,000, it gives you the diameter of the equator of the Earth? Like shit like that. And then he's like, goes to Mexico, he goes out to Indonesia, which he pronounces Indonesia, which is funny. And I don't know, I'm only a couple of episodes in, but like,
yo, I fucking love that.
Like I haven't been down that kind of rabbit hole in ages.
Yeah, I enjoy a good conspiracy theory rabbit hole, especially if it's got some weight behind it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because you could make up a story and be like, oh, this is this. And you'd be like, whatever. But then you start throwing some facts at me, like legit facts.
Oh, yeah. No, he's out there with like...
You start questioning...
He's out there with geology, like people being like, test the soil. And they're like, okay, well, we've tested like 6 meters down. He's like, go 30.
Yeah.
And then they go 30 meters down. They're like, this is like the oldest soil in the world.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard ones about like the moon as well. Like even something like an eclipse, how that from Earth, that the moon is the exact fucking diameter to block the sun at a perfect moment, like shit like that. I've seen a few of them, and I think people just want to like believe in something that it's like holy fuck, because I think we're all in agreement that nowadays people think like or understand that there has to be more life out there. Right, if we're gonna go fucking like aliens, right? Because the universe is infinitely expanding.
I've said it before. It's ignorant not to.
Yeah, and it's expanding. It's forever expanding quicker.
Yeah.
Right. The Big Bang, things are moving away, but not moving away and slowing down. They are moving away and accelerating.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's forever getting bigger.
Well, yeah. So there's a theory that the day that someone or something chooses to come to Earth, we could wake up one day and the whole sky will be covered and they'll be here at once. Because think about it, when we
scared the shit out of me.
When we got internet, right? We got a little dial up and then we got broadband. As soon as you got broadband, and at the time that was the fastest thing, within not very long, that was the slowest thing. And then you moved on, you had ADSL, VDSL, stuff like that. At the moment for us, we measure things that are super far away and traveling by light years. But if we can travel at the speed of light, as soon as we can get that becomes the basis. And then from there, that becomes, it won't be very long until that's the slowest form of speed we have. And we're working from there. Who's to say that other things aren't already past that, where what we're aiming for is where they're way past. So we could just wake up one day and then coming to us from far away at the speed of light is like nothing. So we could just wake up and they could just be like, thump.
Yeah, but we'll, like, I mean, it's a great theory, and I think you're true. But I think you're right because technology and all these things are moving exponentially quicker. Right? You look 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago compared to now. Right?
Yeah.
Things are moving way quicker. But like, will humans outlive as a race? Like, would we outlive that time? Because is the planet gonna fucking?
That's also the main question: is why bother here? Like, I've got a gut feeling, and that whatever's out there, like we are very low in the ranks in terms of intelligence.
Fucking,
it's just like I can't think that we can't be that onto it.
No. I mean, and there's probably how infinite the universe is. There's probably less intelligent people as well. But not people, races or aliens or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, there's a planet of crustaceans.
Yeah, totally. But
that are doing a podcast right now, and now we're talking timelines.
Probably better than this one. But give them 5 stars. Comment, like, and subscribe. No, I think I don't think. As much as I love that theory, and I think you're right, I don't think humans will live that long until we won't get to that point. Because with war and fucking like people greed and stuff like money, like there's gonna and the fucking global warming, CO2, all the bullshit. It's not really bullshit, it's reality.
Yeah.
All of that, we're not gonna live long enough to be able to travel that far.
Well, that goes back to the whole like Younger Dryas theory of this. He was saying that every like June and December or something, we pass through this meteor shower or like asteroid belt kind of thing, and he was like, if you go back through hieroglyphics, it's been noted, and all these coincidences that have happened throughout the years always seem to fall into those 2 months of like shit hitting Earth. And he was like, there's no reason why we couldn't have another mass wipeout of a civilization and go into another ice age and stuff like that. Like the Earth always gets hotter before something happens and it gets colder. The Earth was a hotter place than it is now. The Earth was a colder place than it is now.
Yeah, right.
There was a 120-foot drop in sea levels, which wiped out like Indonesia wasn't an island. It was an extension of Southeast Asia.
Damn, you're passionate about this. You've been listening.
Dude, that's literally been like my week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I hear you. I guess we'll see. I mean, we won't see. Anyone probably listening. Well, actually,
no, mate,
internet's
we're
forever.
not seeing it.
Yeah, we're not seeing it, but anyone listening in fucking 2,250,
yeah,
let us know.
Beaming us up in your living room. What up?
Yeah.
What up, mum?
Yeah.
What up, dad?
Yeah, we just like
Heat
holograms.
me up a cube cheeseburger.
Off-topic holograms. Oh, damn it.
Pour us a cup of moon juice.
Damn, those crustaceans do a better podcast than we do.
All right, let's take the hats off. You made a point. Joey Rogues, we talked about him.
Oh, yes.
We'll go into it. I'll go into it.
Sorry, I missed my cue.
Sports talk. Great UFC card on the weekend. We'll start with that. Actually, I think before we quickly get into that, because we'll dissect that. Huge congratulations to the Black Ferns on taking out the World Cup.
Massive congratulations to you ladies.
Sick.
Not just for the tournament, but for the last year or two that you've put into this. My old lady's a massive fan of what you've done. Not just for women's rugby, but rugby in general. I think you guys put on, not just in the final, but I think you guys put on such an entertaining show of the sport. I think
selling out Eden Park
is massive. I think from watching a lot of, say, the All Blacks, like men's rugby or rugby league, we criticize and dissect things right down to an absolute T.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what we watch on a day-to-day basis, and then going to watch what you ladies have done is just such an entertaining and different sort of aspects of the sport, and I fucking loved it. Like, it was like, holy shit, like what's going to happen next? It was unbelievable.
They took out the World Cup, and Black Ferns, our women's rugby league team, just won their semi-final as well, so they're into the World Cup final as well.
Awesome. I'll be watching that.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Then, the Black Caps bowed out.
Yeah,
and the All Blacks got England. So.
Yeah. Kiwis went out too.
Yeah.
semi-final. I mean,
Eh,
it was probably a little bit closer than a few people thought.
Yeah, it
we
was.
we did show a bit of mana, but end of the day, going up against that Kangaroo squad,
I'm not. It hurts, but I'm not. What I am fucked off about is it was obvious that we were going to be the two best teams going into that tournament. Why did they structure it that we had to play each other in the semi-final and we couldn't just meet in the final?
you can't.
That
you
irks
can't-
me.
Yeah, I understand, but you can't structure a World Cup.
You can. You just put them in the pools. They already know what pool's going to go to what.
But it's the pools are drawn random. It has to be.
Yeah. Oh, but
You
they
can't-
do like
Bro, one
Yeah.
year that you could have New Zealand and Kangaroos, surely. Surely
no,
they
because
can't.
you put your first tier nations. You go put them New Zealand,
is it? It's
Australia,
not
England,
complete
and then you
random. Okay.
So yeah, well that's how I might be wrong.
No, that makes sense because I've never seen like
Mm.
in most World Cups in any sport, you never see the top tier teams. You always might get like a group of death,
Yeah.
but with like 3 teams that are like
So usually your top 4
And
make
U-
out
and
your
USA.
4 pools, and then you do your second tiers, and then your last 2 spots are brought in by like your Oceania qualifiers, your Asia qualifiers,
yeah, right.
stuff like that. But yeah, UFC,
No,
great card.
yes.
Yes.
I just quickly want to say on the football World Cup, men's football World Cup comes out. I don't know when this podcast comes out. Hopefully this week. But Monday morning for New Zealand audiences, the FIFA Men's World Cup, Football World Cup kicks off. Very excited for this one. Weird one because it's like mid-season, mid EPL season. But anyway, it's going to be an exciting one. The most exciting part to this is exactly like you were saying, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
How like the pools line up and on how like the Kiwis and Kangaroos, like why did that not line up on the final? The most exciting part about this FIFA Men's World Cup is that if you put all of them into like a simulator sort of thing, Argentina and Portugal are on the opposite side of the pools and are most likely to meet each other in the final.
All going well.
All going well.
If the FIFA World Cup tells us anything, there
Yeah.
is always 1 or 2 nations that are expected to go far and bow out early.
True. However, if that's the case, we will see Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo's last games for their countries in a World Cup final.
Are they calling it after that?
Well, I don't see them playing after that.
True.
They've got like a couple seasons left, and they're not going to go play another World Cup at 40 or something.
Yeah, I don't know how like football's placing is at the moment, but hasn't like Finland and Belgium and teams like that like really picked up the fucking slack?
Yeah, so the likes of Belgium last year was really good. They've dropped off a bit coming up to this World Cup. They've got players like Kevin De Bruyne, but players like Lukaku, Hazard, that like they've dropped off a bit. So you're right, it did shift.
They peak between campaigns.
There's the teams like Denmark. I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe I was
make
thinking
like
about Denmark. I saw something about some Scandinavian team.
semi-finals, even potentially.
Go Croatia.
Yeah, they're a big team as well.
Yeah.
Potentially. Look, you might not be a big football fan, but it's the most watched sport
Event in the world.
event in the world.
It's getting boycotted. That FIFA World Cup is getting boycotted to fuck.
Yeah, they've got it in Qatar.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking like.
I see Dua Lipa, everyone was like, oh, Dua Lipa's performing there. And she said, until that country recognizes women as like equal people, I will not be setting foot anywhere near that World Cup.
Yeah, it's all money.
Yeah. And they're charging $100 for a beer because it's a dry country and you have to consume it off-site.
Damn, didn't know that. Anyway, love to see Messi and Ronaldo
Yeah.
take on their the last battle royale
Nice.
in the World Cup final.
Let me pull up the UFC card. Let's go through it. Let's talk some sport.
yeah.
Let's talk some biffs.
For those that don't like fighting UFC, thank you for listening.
We'll see you next week. Otherwise, skip forward to the yucks and yums.
Oh yeah, no, stick around. I remembered mine this week.
Where are we? I'm going to skip over the early prelims.
Oh no, Carlos Olberg.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The first fight of the evening, actually.
Yeah.
My bad.
Olberg, however you want to say it.
Olberg. Bam, dropped him. Nice little Nice little combo there. Finished it with a hook. He was out in 1 round. Easy money. He actually missed out on, I don't know why it was, but Dana chose to frickin' not be that generous with for a card that had the most knockouts of any card this year, I believe. Dana only handed out like 2 performance of the night bonuses or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
when it was
card
also
like
the
that,
second biggest gate that MSG's ever made.
Yeah, that's massive. What, probably behind the Conor McGregor?
It was the Conor Eddie Alvarez card.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. The UFC 281 just happened on Sunday. It was one of the biggest cards I think I've seen, period, in my time watching the UFC, which is not that long, mind you. I know some of the boys have been watching a bit longer than me. And it was huge. I thought not only that, we had 4 New Zealand representatives on the card.
Yeah.
Like you say, massive money involved. Most fucking knockouts. It was a crazy event. And for him to only offer 2 fight bonuses.
Not fight of the night, that's performance bonuses.
Yeah, so two fight bonuses for the night is stupid.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Fucking Dana, pay it out of your own pocket.
So, Andrei Petrovsky, there was a decision. This is going into the prelims. Molly McCann, Meatball Molly, lost to Erin Blanchfield.
Yeah.
23-year-old submission artist, round 1.
I'm not.
People are calling it the Meatball sub.
Yeah.
Molly Meatball McCann is her fight name.
Look, I love Molly McCann, even though she's a toffee, right? Meaning she's Evertonian. You know, she's still from Liverpool, and I think she's still got and I think she's like 32. She's getting a little bit older, but I still think she's got a lot to give. I think she's, as a female fighter in that weight class, she's got a lot of knockout power.
Yeah.
And a lot of fucking pizzazz, throwing spinning elbows and shit. And that's exactly what you want to see from a Scouser. However, she did get just absolutely out wrestled, crucifixed, and just couldn't do,
like head beaten.
Just couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. I don't, and she did get tapped out in the end. But I would love to see that fight maybe like another minute on its feet. You know, like, because I think
see what happens.
Just to see, like, I think, and I mean that's the UFC though, like, right? You could say that on
Erin Blanche, she's no
fights.
joke. Like, yes, they were. Molly McCann, I believe, is not ranked. But Erin Blanchfield is someone that's going to climb the rankings quickly.
It was like 15 versus 12. But yeah, and that being said, Molly McCann had the lowest odds of the evening.
Right.
The card was that good that any of the odds were like within $1 or $2. Like that fight was like $1.20 to $40 to $4 or something. So. But I was backing my girl.
Next fight, we had Dominic Reyes versus Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann cleaned him up in a round. Ryan Spann, who announced on the microphone, this is the first fight I've ever done a full camp for. Dominic Reyes arguably beat John Jones years ago. I thought he did. Since then, he got flatlined by Jan Blachowicz. He got flatlined by Yuri Prochazka, and he took some time off and said, look, I've worked on my defense. He can hit people. That's never been the issue, but he gets hit.
Yeah.
And he came out and he just got hit.
And in that light heavyweight weight class, you cannot not have a guard.
Yeah, like there's power punches up there.
Yeah, exactly. Even
those boys are big enough that if they touch you, it's going to hurt.
Exactly. I think Dominic Reyes needs to give it up. And that's easy for me to say sitting here as a
I don't think he's that
viewer
old.
of the sport.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at the weight class and the people that the skid that he's on. Dude, you've had the last 3 fights you've got knocked out all 3 times.
I don't know. Go fight like Johnny Walker or something, and Johnny Walker will probably just hurt himself. Next fight, final fight of the prelims. We had our man Brad Riddell fighting out of Christchurch, but trains at CKB. Fought Renato Moicano. Didn't go to plan for Brad, unfortunately. He was sat down and choked in the first round.
Yeah.
I'll read you so Brad posted something the day after the fight, and I'll read it to you. And this is unfortunate because he's a dog, man. People don't understand. Like when Alex was coming up, I'm not sure if it's still the case since Brad decided to take on the UFC or anything like that. But when Volkanovski, #1 pound for pound champ, was coming up, Brad was his striking coach. He cornered him, and he was always there for him. And he's apparently a great teacher, really knowledgeable, got a really good YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But he's posted and he said, I appreciate everyone that has been supporting me and standing by my side from day one. Through these last two lackluster performances, I'm going to step away from competing in MMA for a good while until the fire to compete comes back. I'm not performing close to my capability. It's a dangerous job if you're not fully present.
Yo.
I've been training hard for 15 years, in and out of camps, and with not enough rest or balance, and it's massively taken its physical and mental toll on me. There has not been a year since I was 17 that I have not fought. I know this is the right choice because as I write this, I feel a sense of relief for finally voicing what I've been feeling for a while. I wanted to have one last crack at Madison Square Garden to see if the feelings from the last camp were just a one-off, but sadly they were not. It's a hard pill to swallow, as this is what I've done my entire life and fighting was my first love, but sometimes you just have to face it. I'll keep training, I'll keep teaching, but my energy that was all once consumed by the sport will be directed at my family. The itch will come back, but a long time off is needed. I appreciate everyone always supporting me, Quake.
My
So
man.
take your time, man.
Yo, that's
Raise
my
your
guy.
Have some
like,
time with your family, bro. The dude's a dog.
and it's cool to see like a figure in power or a representative of the country, especially this month being men's mental health awareness month.
Yeah.
That's such a cool thing to see from him, that he is aware and present of like his surroundings.
You see it
and
so much
voicing
with
it.
fighters. Like
Yeah.
they don't know when to step away, and they're like, "Hang on, maybe if I just go out there again, and next thing you know, you're getting cut or something like that." At least he's like cognizant enough to be like, "Look, something's not right." He gave it one more and said, "Look, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to, have time with my family, and then we'll see what happens down the track."
Yeah,
So,
no, that's
best wishes to him. I
Full
hope
su-
you sort out whatever's happening to you, bro.
full support to you, Bradley.
Shout out. Dan Hooker fought.
Oh, fucking Mr. Roly Poly fucking little bitch, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
So this dude wanted to just hit Imanari rolls and try and leg lock him. He got one in. Dan Hooker's a flexible dude. The guy locked one in, and Dan Hooker was kind of just sitting there like, nah.
and he was
But every
trying.
round stands on the feet. Starts on the feet.
Yeah, that's right. He and this fella, I don't know what you call it, with like the forward roll and try and leg lock.
An Imanari roll.
There you
So
go.
you do like a backwards roly-poly pretty much, and then when you trap the leg and you can go straight into a leg lock, but as you roll backwards, it pushes them over and then allows you to like lever straight off.
Yeah, I mean, he got a couple in the first round where it kind of got to Dan a bit, but like you said, Dan's a flexible fella, and
Dan's a flexible fella.
but what you could see there was like one that he was going for like a fucking, what do you call it, a leg
Just
bar,
like an ankle lock. Yeah.
an ankle lock, a leg bar, leg choke, fucking whatever it is, and he was trying his fucking hardest, and Dan was sitting there like fucking looking at the ref, hands up, like, oh, I'm good, like what's going on here?
Yeah.
And what do you get, a TKO with a fucking
Couple of teeps to the sternum, and it was
fucking leg kick to the chest and the sternum?
dude, but that couple of toes straight into your solar plexus, all about it.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that's an easy
It's
easy
insane to see
thing
people
to take.
it's insane to see TKOs by body shots. So that's always
yeah.
amazing.
It's rough. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to take, but just
Yeah.
I don't know, just the performance from that guy. Just the
Once
the
your
whole
game plan's
fight
not
was-
working, switch it up.
Yeah, his whole roly-poly technique, and it was just, look, and this is no disrespect to Dan, but it was just a bit of a boring fight because the other fighter, he couldn't make it work, and Dan was just really happy and content in his, even from the weigh-ins and the stare downs, the way he was smiling, and the way he, like, you could see he was just happy and just in content in his element.
Yeah.
It was just like you knew he didn't have anything to worry about. Like it was, and that's just how I thought the fight went as well. Like there was never any alarm bells or any concern for that fight.
Yeah.
And he got the dub.
Next fight, actually, we'll kind of skim through it now because we're starting to drag on a little bit. Frankie lost. Unfortunately, that might have been Frankie's last fight. Another knockout, another knee. You did what you needed to do, man. You're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You're a pioneer. You really kicked off that lightweight division post BJP era, and yeah, man, just raise your kids. Next fight we had Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's a fucking dog, bro.
Huge. Dustin Chandler.
Dustin Chandler.
Shout out, George.
Yeah, they're animals, and Dustin Poirier. Michael Chandler always gets you, like, I've been seeing things online lately that's like, dude, if that guy just had some fight IQ. But I think he equally makes you throw your game plan out the window. He can lure you into a dogfight very quickly.
His fight IQ, his game plan is to get rid of your game plan.
He just expends
and he does it well.
So much energy. I think he like empties the tank when it's not quite there.
Yeah, or maybe he doesn't have the... Yeah, like, I see what you mean. Like, so like round one, he nearly gets opponents. He nearly submits them, nearly knocks them out.
That seems to take it all out of him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's cutting heaps of weight or like what it is.
I don't know. That guy's a ball of muscle.
Yeah.
And you know, you see the respect afterwards, like, you know, Dustin talking to him and saying like, look, I was scared to fight you. Like you're a real warrior. Like, you know, because and you can't say that he doesn't put on a good show.
Hey, he was around Dustin's neck, and they asked Dustin about that. They were like, "How would you feel again going out to a rear naked choke?" And Dustin said he was like, "In my head, it was just like, hello, darkness, my old friend." But he was like, managed to get out of it, go to the end of the round, and then got it done. Yeah,
Dustin won, and it was crazy. Like I love seeing that lightweight division and that. You know, you got Gaethje, Poirier, Chandler,
man. And you've got like
you're always going to get a good
fight. You've got like Fiziev coming up, like you've got dudes like that. There's just people coming for them as well.
Yeah, so it's a great weight division, and
it's the richest in talent, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. And someone like Michael Chandler always delivers, right?
Yeah,
you can get a lot more technical fights, but when Chandler's involved, you know his game plan is to make it a brawl. And you know exactly what you're going to get from Chandler.
Yeah.
And he will try and dismantle anyone's game plan.
He's a company man.
Yeah.
He said, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah. So he's true to his word. He's only fought dogs. I'd like to see Dustin fight Benil Dariush next, personally, as a title eliminator.
Yeah.
And then, next fight was Zhang Wei Li, Carla Esparza.
Yeah.
Esparza, I don't know. I thought the way that she won the bout was kind of odd in the first sense of it was like very Izzy Romero vibes, that whole fight. Rose was really hesitant.
I agree. I think the Rose Namajunas Carla Esparza fight was very average. I think she just tried to hold her belt, and the whole idea of like you've got to take the belt from the champ and everything. Like I think she felt comfortable with it. They gave the belt to Esparza. Zhang Wei Li, I think, is a far superior fighter than Esparza, and we kind of knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And she did not disappoint. She delivered. But I think when she goes back to fight Rose, like they just bring something out of each other that becomes like dog mentality. You know what I mean? And I think it was just I think that's going to become in the next couple of years. Could potentially become this triangle of shifting the belt round between the three.
Yeah, well, Ioana Jędrzejczyk, I believe she's retired, so
yeah,
who knows? And then for the main event, we had Izzy versus Alex Pereira. Lost the bout. I think everybody that listens probably saw it or heard about it. Unfortunate, man, but Izzy's carried his head high. He openly says, he was like, man, the dude fucked my legs very quickly. He hit the nerve. I had the whole drop foot thing going. I couldn't execute the wrestling that seemed to have a bit of an effect. It was kind of funny watching them grapple. But I don't know. If you want to hear the thoughts on it, listen to Izzy speak. He's very cerebral about the whole, like, this dude comes back. He's good. I thought I had him. I heard, like, you listen to what his corner said going into the 5th of, like, mate, you need to knock this dude out and you'll be a champ in 5 minutes. And he went out and he fucking did it.
Yeah. It's a difficult one. Like, I've got so many different theories on this fight. I think Izzy was up. He was up 3-1.
He was up 3-1 on all judges' cards.
And before I even saw the judges' cards, that's how I saw it as well.
Yeah.
As someone that's not so technically invested into the UFC
Yeah.
as a lot of people, I saw it that way. I think Izzy did well in the first 3 rounds. As soon as he got backed up on the cage, he would slip out and then, be more comfortable. Whereas in the 5th, he would get backed under the cage and then he was happy to sit there for some reason. I don't know if that was...
I don't know if it's the leg being compromised, if it's
or something.
I think Alex ramped up the volume as well.
Yeah, I think Alex looked very tired going into those championship rounds. But
he got sat on.
Yeah.
I think him as a champion, as he mentioned something about potentially needing to get rid of a few niggles. Maybe some layoff. He's not sure if he's going to opt for surgery or not.
I think there's a few people in that middleweight division that will take Pereira out, and I think that the way that Izzy has reigned over the last 3 or 4 years is the only way that you're going to beat him is someone very similar technical wise, and that's Alex Pereira. But then you've also got the whole that whole mental struggle of like, right, this guy's already...
He's fucking huge as well, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's a fucking big boy for that weight class. But it's that whole mental struggle of like, right, this guy's already beaten me twice. And I kind of dislike the fact that they used that as a marketing ploy of like...
They really did, eh?
Yeah, massively. Like, this guy's beaten Izzy twice, and...
Watch the fights. Izzy was winning the fights.
Yeah, part of me was like, Izzy's a completely more superior fighter over however long it's been since they fought each other.
There's also a huge difference in MMA versus kickboxing.
Yeah.
A perfect example of this is watch that hybrid fight where Rodtang fought Demetrius Johnson. Rodtang in the kickboxing rounds freaking took it to him. As soon as the takedown became an option, suddenly he doesn't want to throw his hands as much. Like, there's a difference. As he threatened the takedown, stuff like that. But I don't know. He said afterwards, he was like, look, I don't care if I lose to this guy 59 times. I will be at his house in his front lawn for the 60th fight. I need to beat this dude.
Yeah. And that's the good mentality to have, right? And what I was trying to say is no matter how much... Because I've seen Izzy go into fights against opponents that you think, damn, like this is a bit of a mismatch. And he still comes out on top because of the technicality of a fighter that he is. But going into like seeing him in the weigh-ins and his walkout, there was no showmanship, no comfortability.
Hey, he knew there was a
job to do, but also that shows a bit of nerves, right? Some of the walkouts that he has like showmanship and this and that because he's comfortable in his pre-fight process and his opponent. But the mental strain on being like, nah, I need to beat this guy.
I've seen him asked about it. People have asked him about it, and he pretty much said he was like, I was very confident against those people. Against him, he's the real fucking deal. That's it. Like,
so there you go. But that's the right mentality to have as well. Like you say, if he loses again, he's going to come right back, and I have no doubt in that. But if he can't beat him, Bobby Knuckles. Help us out, would you?
Yeah, and then we'll grab it back off you.
Yeah.
Keep it warm. But that's the thing. If Izzy opts for the surgery and Pereira has to fight someone else, and then they said, I remember Izzy went on Schultz's podcast just the other day, and he was like, if you have this time off and Pereira loses the belt, do you want to come back and fight for the belt, or do you want to fight Alex? And he's like, nah, I'll fight Alex.
Yeah.
He was like, and then I'll worry about the belt thing, but I just need to fight that dude again and beat him.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I think what we got, Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa in Perth.
Yep.
And then we got Volkanovski and Islam Makhachev. Come on, double champ.
God, I'd love to fly to that if it wasn't on the fucking other side of the biggest island in the world.
6th biggest.
Really? What's the biggest?
Russia.
I don't know if that counts.
Did you say continent?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I said island.
Oh. Country.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yucks and yums.
Yeah, wee.
That's a lot of fight chat. That was Biff's.
Sorry, yeah, we thoroughly enjoy our
We haven't talked some sport in a while.
Yeah,
and
our
we
UFC,
got a
and it
bit
was a
tin
big one.
hatty. So,
I love the tin hat.
all right, Andy,
Oh, yucks!
what's your yuck for this week, my friend?
My yuck. Both my yucks and yums. Right, I'm notoriously bad for this shit. It's something that we do every week, and
Every week, every week I say, Andy, have you got your yucks and yums? And he goes, what?
Oh, fuck.
Oh no!
Yeah, I don't know. I just like shit happens to me and good things happen to me, but for some reason, pre-podcast, I go blank.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I get in the zone. I'm like, yeah, I enjoy doing this. And we get into the zone, and then like it's like automatically I've got to think about. So I've written them down, but they're quite they're I don't know. They're just quite like normal day shit.
that's right. I think last week your beef was like Iran, so
Which is also England's first game in the World Cup.
yeah. Also,
So-
there's been what you said. Yeah, it's escalated. So we'll carry on.
Yeah.
What's your yuck this week?
My yuck for this week. Okay, so this weekend, last weekend, I spent a bit of time on like self-care. Like, you know, I trimmed up the beard.
Yes.
I went and got a haircut.
Yes.
I went and I washed my own truck, you
Yes.
know, like just spend a bit of time. Like I put headphones on and I
Just
just did-
resetting.
yeah, just doing my thing, you know,
Yep.
not so much like relaxing stuff, but just spend a bit of time on me.
Mm-hmm.
I drove to work Monday morning, park up, you know, feeling good about the weekend, done all of my chores, spent a bit of time on me. I come back to put my tools in my truck
Mm-hmm.
after the work, and there is bird shit from nudge bar to tow bar. And I was, damn it, that a metaphor for life.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That'll shit all over you.
Yeah, it was like I spent, I hadn't cleaned my truck in fucking nearly a year or some shit. It was looking pretty bad, and the weekend I decided to do it. It was just, I don't know if it just became shiny and birds were like, shit, yeah,
Yeah.
there's my Portaloo. So, and I came back and it's covered in bird
Been
shit.
reamed.
And I'm going to have to wash it again this weekend.
Oh no.
Yeah. So,
That does suck.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry for the lack of enthusiasm.
well, I mean, it's not as bad as fucking Iran. That's,
Yeah.
you know, don't get me wrong, but that is my yuck for this fucking week. Was
Fair enough, man.
when you spend a bit of time to do your shit,
Mm.
and then you get shat on.
Fair. Yeah.
How about you?
My yuck is Christmas shopping prep. So it's starting to get
Oh,
into
yeah.
the time of having to really think about like, what am I going to get? When am I going to do it? Always tough.
You're in a bit of a different boat though. You've got a lot of people to buy for.
We do a lot of Secret Santa stuff now.
True.
It alleviates
Yeah.
a lot of the issues.
Yeah,
But-
right.
Like, I don't know. I really don't like giving like a half-assed gift, and I want to give a good gift.
No, are you someone that like when it comes around that you're like more into the gifting than
I love
being the
I love
giftee?
giving someone a good gift.
yeah. I'm on the same boat.
Yeah.
Like I'll be Christmas shopping, and if I see something and it's like out of my price range, but I'm like that person.
Oh, no price range for Christmas.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
like if that person that I'm buying for,
Oh yeah,
I know
that just
that's
screams
the thing.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, bang, hit
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's trying to get that, but then you're looking online and you're like thinking, and you're like, what do they like? Oh, I've already got them there. It's hard. It's hard. Like the main thing for my mum, it was really hard, is that the shop that we always went to get her stuff from, she now owns the shop. So it made it real fucking hard.
Yeah.
But it's nice being able to think and being able to gift something that people really like. So it's not really a yuck, but no, Lord knows I'll be there on the 24th getting it all done.
Yeah, you are a bit of a last minute Larry, that's for sure.
I enjoy it. So that's like my wake up, go out, get a smoothie, headphones in.
Yeah. A running errand
To
day.
me, there's no one at the mall. Like it doesn't bother me. And I'll go out, get myself some sushi.
It's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
every shop is closing in 5 minutes. There is parents running around like pandemonium, and Jared's just walking deadpan through the mall,
just wading through,
just like, oh, there's a special on.
I'll grab that for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that's the wrong part.
That's the one we needed earlier. No, but I get what you mean. That Christmas prep, the pre, you
the
start,
angst of like,
you know,
man, I really want to nail this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own shit. Everyone's got their work shit, and now you got it's that time of year with the Christmas shit.
Yeah, man.
Piles on top. Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, let's do the yums because I need a wee.
Agreed.
Andrew, what's your yum for the week?
My safe place. So there I was on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Sorry, can't do this properly.
Chandler.
I was on my way to do my Sunday chores of like a food shop, and my normal supermarket, Hobsonville Countdown, shout them out, has just had a bit of a reno done.
Oh yeah, revamp.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's great, right? Like there's new click and collect area, there's new trolleys, this and that, bit of fucking shifting around,
A little bit of a zhuzh.
Yeah, I'm not someone that likes change all that much, to be honest. So part of me was a little bit worried, but now I'm easing into it.
Yeah.
And my yum for this week is very simple. The new trolleys have these attached phone holders.
Sick.
Yeah, that is like customizable to any size phone or anything.
Yeah.
And you lock it in, because it's modern day tech, right? No one writes their shopping list down on pen anymore. You know, it's not a common thing. You go into your notes on your phone.
Yeah.
Right. And and beyond that, most people are probably more advanced to do click and collect nowadays. But I like going in and shopping.
I like a browse.
Yeah. That's
Get some treats.
Yeah, fully me. Get my iced coffee, no matter what time of the day it is.
Little bakery stop on the way out. I swing and get a Danish.
Yeah, might get me some lunch.
Little pain au chocolat. Yeah. 300 grams of luncheon.
So my yum this week is discovering this brand new thing on your trolley. You slot your phone in, and I don't know, it might be a West Auckland thing. The Shore might have got it a year ago.
Yeah,
who knows? But I can now slot my phone in and leave my phone unlocked, shopping list on the trolley.
It is
We're away.
nice. It's nice. It's nice.
A little yum, but it's effective.
Mm.
How about you, bro?
My yum this week goes out to the Samoan flags that have been flying around Auckland this week.
My God.
Our Island brothers, they have made it into the World Cup final for the league. Well done. Huge turnaround. Got pumped by England in the first week and then took them to the cleaners. And when I say that, it was a golden point drop goal. Yeah. But boy, did you take them to the cleaners. But but no, it's just seeing all the, like, Tonga had their time during the last World Cup. It's nice to see Samoa have their time in the sun.
Yeah.
For them, you know, they've got a whole lot of players that have come over. Like I said, it happened with the Tongan team where they started getting a lot of superstars head over. Before this World Cup, a lot of Samoan players headed over. And when I'm driving through Avondale every morning, Avondale, New Lynn, everywhere you go, these
crazy.
flags are flying. I went out south. I went to Otahu the other day, and just all shop windows, flags everywhere.
That's great to see.
Just kids in the passenger seat, and you can see them just like
they're holding on.
holding on for dear life, white knuckling the friggin' pole. Just well, they've got like a huge flag. Like,
doesn't clip onto the car or anything.
Nah.
Just kids are holding it out the back.
Yeah.
But that's patriotic, man. That's so good to see. And
sick.
Someone with English heritage. Sorry to my actual brothers. No. No. But it's good to see in the sport. Like, England in the last week have been in nearly every semi-final or final of a World Cup that is playing right now.
A lot happening at the moment.
A lot happening. And you're right, it is a great yum for this week. It is so good to see. Everywhere I drive around for work, you'll see multiple cars with Samoa flags. And good luck in the final. I hope you fucking do it. I
would love to see it.
We're all backing you.
I'll be on the streets with you. And that's episode 47 of Off Topic. You can find us on Instagram at Off Topic Chat, on TikTok at Off Topic Potty, and our email is offtopicjandy@gmail.com. Episode 47, bit of a long one, but it was fun. It was good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, if there's any Uber drivers or anyone that works for Uber out there
and wants to tell us how much money they make.
Yeah, not even that. Just give us a little insight, little tickle. We want to know what's going on.
And tell us what you think about ancient civilizations. Peace.
Later.